Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lions Now. Breaking new ground on this streak. Just don't get the Lost. Anybody but the Lost gives us a chance. Alright, Judas, it puts us on thin ice to start with, but after our thin ice, it should be smooth skating. That's what we say up here in Canada. We do a lot of sailing up here, but skating is perhaps more ubiquitous. My favorite part of Canadian winter is watching it on TV from Vancouver. Alright, let's get going here. I hate this room. This is the first time in a long time that I'm going to end up using Book of Belial on the first floor before the boss room, because fudge all of these spider generators, man. Just the worst shit on planet Earth. Plus, we do have a battery down there. We can probably expect to get some consumables. I've got to remember that... Wow. That is unlikely. I've got to remember that on the last run, we just got absurdly lucky. That's very unlikely to happen here. I might as well make my way to the item room just to see if we get a little bit more powerful in case we're fighting an enemy like the Haunt, for example. This has proven to be a poor decision, because now we are fighting Super Wrath, and Super Wrath could very easily hit me with a bomb and ruin my whole run. Maybe very easily is a bit of a misnomer, but it wouldn't be that surprising. That being said, we got Mr. Mega, which gives us 5 bombs, plus we picked up another key. So we can get our battery right off the bat if we need it. And we may want to... You know what? Would I pay 1 bomb to finish this room faster? Yes. Then let's use our Book of Belial and then use 1 bomb to get the battery, and then we'll use the battery to charge Book of Belial to fight the boss with. That seems like a shrewd decision, and honestly, without making that decision, I think this room could be real freaking annoying. Now, that enemy probably explodes. Yeah. We got another bomb out of him as well, which is nice. And we got another key there. Let's see what's in our item room. We did find a tinted rock as well. Okay, Best Bud is not a very good orbital, in my opinion, but it's okay. Whoa, that did get a little Vlambeer-style screen shake that freaked me out a little bit, in case you didn't notice. This is good. Even having just that 1 extra HP as Judas is such an important factor on making a successful run. You seriously create creep underneath you? That seems almost unfair. Well, as long as it's just directly next to you, that should be fine. Do you create spiders or do you create explosions? Do you build quick machines? Do you dance if you want to? Do you leave your friends behind? Well, we can go to our shop on this floor. We did strangely get enough money. I'm gonna buy the battery. Now, the battery is not normally... Like, this is a big battery this time. Battery's not normally that important of a pickup, but hey, if we can charge up multiple Books of Belial, then we don't have to stress out about not using them at all times. I take it back about Best Bud. I had it confused with another item. It's actually not so bad. It's only effective after we get hit, but still, it's pretty good, I think. We don't need to pick up that battery. We could. We'll get some money out of it too, and maybe have a small chance to find a secret room, so why not? No money. That's alright. 2 charges on Book of Belial now, still worth it. I'm gonna take a quick look for a second secret room here. Lucky us. Very many pills. I can see forever. Health up. Tears up. Tears up. Balls of steel. That is perhaps the best second secret room you could possibly ask for on the first floor. We just got 2 tears upgrades. Yeah, we'll trade for that. 2 tears upgrades. 1 health upgrade, and a bunch of extra spirit arts to make the pin fight a little bit easier on us. Plus, on the next floor, we'll be able to go to both secret rooms for free. It's actually stupid how strong that is. It's not likely to happen, but it happened. I'm not going to bother looking for a secret room on this floor. Instead, we'll just be happy with our evil upgrade. This is an exceptionally good first floor. Best Bud is not amazing, but we got enough money to buy the battery. We picked up Mr. Mega, which gave us a bunch of bombs. We have a lot of consumables, and we should definitely pop this right away. We got, like, a ton of attribute upgrades as well. Just a really good first floor, especially as Judas. I think we're in a great position to make this our 6th win now. Normally, you don't get as lucky as we got. We also get Gimpy from our first item room, or not our first item room, but our item room right now, and we're gonna have 2 Books of Belial charged up for the boss fight, which means a guaranteed deal with the devil for sure, and even if we're fighting the Haunt, who cares? I don't believe you get a benefit from using Book of Belial twice on the same room, but still, probably go back and open that golden chest. Now all we need to do is become Guppy. Now I hear you guys talking out there, I see you on the subreddit, I see you in the video comments. Why does everyone think the haunt is so hard? I don't think the haunt is hard. Plus I got a, you know, a 12-inch cock and I know what to do with it. Alright? We're all very impressed with your ability to take the haunt. Why does everyone say the haunt's hard? The haunt's not very hard. The haunt's still... If you say that the haunt is not the trickiest, we have 3 HP. 3 HP. We're gonna take Book of Sin just to take our deal with the devil precedent. It's not gonna be very good for us, but that's okay. If you say that the haunt is not difficult at all, it strikes me as being a little bit disingenuous. It's not quite objectively, but almost objectively, the hardest boss that you can fight on the first 2 floors. I'll probably trade bombs for those. That could be good short and long term. And you know, I'm leaving it open, the possibility that I am a little bit wrong about this, and there are some people genuinely out there who are not just trying to sound impressive, but actually, you know, do have genuine problems against Gurglings, or dare I say even Dingle. But it sounds disingenuous. It sounds like, you know, I don't understand why everyone thinks organic chemistry is so hard. All you gotta do is, like, work at it, you know? I don't understand why people think Dark Souls is so hard. All you gotta do is, you know, practice. Okay, you know, like, you're an expert. You got us. I did take Pulse Worm. I like Pulse Worm, actually. Kind of. Sometimes, at least. And if you genuinely believe it, I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just saying, man. It sounds disingenuous. Maybe we can get a little bit of money out of this, but mostly I'm just excited about the Spirit Hearts. 2 bombs for 2 Spirit Hearts is a relatively good trade. Unfortunately, we can't go into that 2 key room. We could have if I had not opened that golden chest, and believe you me, I wish that I didn't open that golden chest. All I'm saying is give the haunt his credit. He's a hard boss, you know? It's like saying Mask of Infamy's not hard because you've beaten him many times before. Mask of Infamy is still the most annoying boss, I think, that you can encounter in that stage of the game if you don't have any kind of penetrative shots. By the way, the path to free is just stupid good luck. At this point, for the rest of this run, there's pretty much nothing that I can say that will dissuade the fact that I have just gotten absurd luck. It happens, alright? Sure, Counterfeit Penny, from a strategic standpoint, is probably a little bit better, but let's go with Pulse Worm. It's more novel. Hoping to maybe find an arcade at some point that we can use this Chariot card for. We can use a damage upgrade as well. I don't believe that Pulse Worm actually does... you know what? I don't believe that Pulse Worm actually does come with a damage upgrade. But based on the fact that it makes your shots bigger, you would expect that it would, but I don't believe that it does. It might make the hitbox bigger, or it might not actually do anything at all. Or it might actually make the shots more damaging. I just don't think it does. For now, though, we'll move along. Really hoping... I mean, there's a realistic chance that we don't get a deal with the devil on this floor, but I'm hoping that we get a deal with the devil and we actually, you know, have the opportunity to pick up some items that we would enjoy having. As of right now, that hasn't happened, but we also did just get the pact for free, so I'm gonna shut my mouth before people come and find me. You gotta keep it in perspective at all times, right? It's like a multi-millionaire complaining that his synthetic caviar doesn't quite taste as good as the stuff that you get from endangered species. I'm sorry, Pulse Worm. I'm gonna have to get rid of you in order to pick up Curved Horn, which is substantially better. I apologize. I think it's substantially better anyway. Yeah, like we're with the run that we have right now, we are the 1%. We are incredibly strong, very early in the game, lots of HP, and a huge upside, like incredible potential for us to continue to get better in the future. So I'm very conscious of the fact that when I complain, it is gonna fall on deaf ears. You know, it would be like a 1998 Nick Carter complaining that, you know, his new Lamborghini came with cloth seats instead of leather seats. And then, of course, just to add insult to injury, we pick up the relic. Just in case my run wasn't already lucky enough, let's make it even luckier. Now, I'm not gonna say that I'm complaining about getting these, like, really high-value items. What I will say is that at some point we hit diminishing returns, and the items that we get mostly just serve... Come on, now. The items that we get mostly just serve to make it more hilarious if I die, so I'm a little bit wary about that. Now, I wouldn't mind buying Black Candle, just to make us immune to curses in the future, like curses that can maybe perhaps make us pick up an item like Soy Milk and perhaps ruin our run a little bit, or, you know, an item like Cursed Eye if we didn't want to pick it up, but I think we can make Cursed Eye work on this run. Thank you, Relic, and thank you, Temperance, which we will be able to use to get enough money, for sure, to do whatever we want with it. We really should be using Book of Belial more often, but it is hard to justify it when, you know, we're not really in need at all here. That is a tinted rock. I don't know why my voice just cracked there. I'm turning 13 all over again. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That was not a tinted rock? Okay, well, disregard that then. Wow. Look, okay? I'm lucky. I can't do anything about the fact that I'm lucky. I'm just lucky. In fact, we were a little bit unlucky there because I wanted to be able to buy a black candle, but we didn't get the money for it. Where are you going? Don't boo me. Boo this man. All right, we did get a deal with the devil. Oh no, it's Krampus. Well, this is like proof of concept that the battery was worth buying, I guess, because we can easily kill him, get Krampus's head, which we don't want to take, yet another key, and yet another bad deal with the devil, but hey, it's down to the next floor. We're going very quickly, and it really does seem like 6 wins is going to be in our grasp here. If I could get to 10, that would be awesome. I would feel like that would be like Baby's first Cobalt, if I could get to 10. Baby's first Biznap. I like Baby's first Biznap better because it rolls out the tongue. So we can play this like 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, we got a nickel out of it, which is awesome. We might not have been able to play at 5. I think I might have just hemorrhaged some spirit hearts. We only have 3 HP, actually, I think. So yeah, we might have just missed out a little bit there. Trade 1 bomb for several bombs. Don't even need to worry about getting the correct numbers on that trade, because I know that it's good. Even if we did hemorrhage spirit hearts, it doesn't really matter. I don't like Demon Tail because I don't understand Demon Tail. Basically, I mean, I think I actually do understand it. I just need to, like, reaffirm that I do. I believe it makes it so red hearts are almost impossible to get unless you have, like, Little Chub. Sorry, Little Chad. Don't even try it, buddy. And, like, black hearts will spawn much more frequently from the red hearts that you have. So I actually feel like I might have made a great decision in not taking Demon Tail, because Demon Tail plus the Relic might be terrible. Or it might give you black hearts instead of blue hearts. See, this is what I mean when I say that I don't fully understand it, which is why I'm not taking it. For now. Better to, you know, here's what I do understand. You get a damage upgrade from Curved Horn. So I'm going to stick with Curved Horn. That's something my primitive brain completely understands. Oh, well, GG. Item room gave us fucking best friend. What am I supposed to do with this shit, Edmund? Ruined it. We could find a secret. Ah, there used to be a rock there. That's a waste of a bomb. That's alright. well, we're really behind the 8 ball now. We're gonna have to try our best to come back from this one, because I don't know if we can do it, though, guys. We really needed that item room to be something better than that, and unfortunately, it's my best friend, an item that shouldn't even be in the game in the first place, and you hashtag soiled it, and here we are. Hashtag blame Mathis. You really want to fuck up Mathis's day? Not like in a real way, not in a harassing way, but just tweet him and say, thanks a lot for making sure that Northern Lion got my best friend in that item room. We really appreciate it. I guarantee when this video goes up, I'm going to get like 7 Skype messages from him. He'll be like, what? Why is everyone tweeting me? And I'll say, they just like you, man. Actually, I probably won't remember, and I'll be like, what are they saying? And then eventually I'll clue into it. There you go. I used to set, like, those time-release jokes for myself. I'd be like, okay, if you're watching this video, tweet me and say, your butt smells. And then, when it happened, I would be like, why is everybody tweeting me and saying my butt smells? This is weird. How do you guys know that? How do you know that I very recently defecated? But now I'm setting it up for my own friends and acquaintances, which is probably overstepping the line, like Discord and Rhyme. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. I forgot the second verse of, or the second part of the chorus of Hungry Like the Wolf. Which is actually, like, pretty jarring for me, because that was my go-to karaoke song. And still is, on the off chance you can drag me to karaoke. Catacombs 2. Didn't we? No, we fought the Hollow on the last run. Alright, this is our good deal with the devil here. We've already paid our tax on Krampus. We already picked up a shitty item we didn't want, just to make sure we got more deals with the devil in the future instead of deals with the angel. And now we get our items. Okay. So Spirit of the Night is not very good, but it is good enough to take. Maybe it is very good. Spirit of the Night is a bit of a weird one. Spirit of the Night is like that friend that you had in high school, and then when you went off to college, you're like, dude, we're so gonna stay in touch, and then you like end up not talking to them for like a year. And they, I don't know, they end up getting a job in the city or something like that, and, you know, soon they're on Broadway, and you're like, oh, I should have kept in touch with them or something like that. This is not based on a true story. I think that might be the story of Mary Jane Watson from the Spider-Man franchise. I don't really care about Converter here, so we're just gonna leave. I used Spirit of the Night, like, to the point where people actually got mad about it. I was using Spirit of the Night in, like, every vanilla run where it showed up. But now, in Rebirth, it just doesn't seem to show up all that often. I mean, there's a bit of a broader deal with the devil pool. Looking for second secret rooms just for pills, basically, at this point. That's alright. It doesn't have to happen. Let's try this one again. Alright, well, there's, like, almost all of our bombs. It's not that big of a deal, though. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. I'm wanting some more of it. That doesn't really work, but if you work for Maytag, perhaps you could pitch that as a slogan for your new line of convection ranges. Might as well get that. I forgot that I could fly. There was a night that John Berryman thought that he could fly, but he didn't, so he died. She said, you're pretty good with words, but words won't save your life, and they didn't, so he died. Now let's move on here. Hold steady reference in hands. There's no recovering from that, so I'm not even going to try. I never thought I'd say it, but I find myself kind of missing the incredibly strong Necronomicon effect that we had from the last run. We basically made our own Necronomicon. You know when you go to, you know, KFC or something like that, and you're like, oh, I can make better fried chicken than this. And then when you go home and make it, and you spend $15 on ingredients, and then it turns out not that great, you go, oh, you know what, maybe we'll just go to KFC next time I got a craving for fried chicken. This is the exact opposite of that situation. We handmade our own Necronomicon, and it was awesome. Now, we don't really need Satanic Bible, but I'll use it. I didn't expect to find a library here. Oh. Oh, Curse of the Maze, okay. I was like, that was a very weird one. We walked out of a room that required a key and ended up on a room that required a key. It's okay. Now we could use Satanic Bible, strangely enough. Please pop up now. Thank you. Wanted to get Best Bud doing some damage. That was not very good on my own behalf there, but that's alright. We're still alive. We pick up Anarchist Cookbook. There's not going to be many books left in the rotation by the time we're done with it. What can I say? I am an avid reader. Viewer beware, you're in for a scare. Beware. Apparently that's the way I pronounce it here. That's the last thing I need, is to give people more fodder to make fun of my own pronunciation. Dang it. I'm not going to use a bomb to check for tarot cards there. I will use Satanic Bible. There will be... Excuse me. There will be people who would probably want me to take Satanic... Oh, we already did use it? Why would I use that? That was very dumb. Oh, I ended up... I understand now. When I walked out, I carried it with me by accident or something. Ah, maybe I don't understand. Maybe it doesn't matter, though. The last thing I need is to give people more fodder to make fun of my pronunciations of things, so let's just pretend that that never happened. At least got a Spirit Heart. Okay, we're at full Spirit Heartness. I should not have done that. I forgot that we were there. I don't know what's going on with our HP right now. My, like, internal HUD of what's going on in Isaac is all messed up now. Not that it matters, because we're kind of, you know, rolling right now. Alright, partner. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. That's my other karaoke song, because here's I'm not trying to insult Fred Durst by saying this, but in order to be good at doing rollin' at karaoke, you don't need to be able to sing. And that's like a huge boon for me, because I don't know how to sing. Or maybe, perhaps more accurately, I don't know how to sing, and also I have a bad singing voice. Where's my other laser beams at? Right there, huh? Okay. Relatively easy. We'll use that on the next floor, because we've already explored almost all of this one. Not thrilled with my performance on this floor, but really all we need is one sweet deal with the devil, and we'll keep getting stronger. I do think that, okay, yes, we've gotten absurdly lucky, and our run is pretty much destined for greatness here. But we have gotten a little, just a little bit unlucky with deals with the devil. I would feel better if we could just pick up one... high damage item. You know what I'm talking about. Mom's Knife, Brimstone, Death's Touch. I would be okay with the Mark. We did get the Pact for free. I can't forget that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Pentagram. That's a start. I feel pretty good about that. Let's see what our tarot card is in case it's like a Joker. It's not really that effective for us. Suicide King. Well, we don't have 9 lives, so if we did, I would take Suicide King with me because you can get some funny and actually strategically decent stuff happening here. But we can't really afford to do that right now. Alright, 1632. If that was a red chest, I would go for it. As of right now, I would love to actually have the chance to visit our boss rush room. We're doing enough damage that I feel like we could take out the enemies quickly. And the boss rush room, in my opinion, is the easiest way to get dope synergies. Well, I mean, the easiest way is just if they showed up. But the most common way, shall we say, to get dope synergies, I think is... oh, we should pop that. The most common way to get awesome synergies is to Go to that boss rush room. Because you get a choice. You get a choice of 4 items. The 4 items, oftentimes, at least a couple of them are good. Sometimes it's not worth it. On the last run, we picked up Monstro's Lung, which was worth it, but then we picked up Quad Shot, and it made Monstro's Lung combined with our Monstro's Lung combined with Quad Shot absolutely god-awful. It was heinous. Let's see what we got in here, okay? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to hemorrhage some damage on the way in. That was very much not worth it. I know those were our last 2 keys. I kind of thought I'd be bold and brave and we'd have something fun happening there, but it didn't really work out like that. You can really tell that I'm not used to using Spirit of the Night because I'm not abusing the fact that we have Spectral Tears at all. I am just straight up like, I'm getting right in the line of sight of enemies and that's putting, you know, them right in my sights as well, but it's not working out that fantastically for me. Check our time. We're almost at 18 minutes. I almost always overestimate the amount of time that it actually takes to beat the boss. So I'm thinking that we're probably totally fine here, considering we have Book of Revelation or Book of Belial charged up twice already. Should be hanging out behind rocks more often. Something that's actually pretty good business for me. Keys? Nope. Bombs are key? Nope. Range down. That's a bit of a bummer. It's a bummer, man. Kind of hang back here. I mean, these guys can rush it down a little bit, but it's gonna be hard for them to rush me down if I can just stay away. Oh, and then I let myself take damage. That was a very shrewd move. Got to keep myself below the HP cap so that Relic feels like it's got something to work for. We'll start using Book of Belial more effectively on the next floor, which is like the ultimate excuse, but at the same time, that is really the way I feel. Please tell me this is the right way. Could still be the right way here. Just keep moving. Forget about the... We'll go back, try to get to our item room in our shop if we didn't find this. But we found this, so this is okay. Yes, we skipped out on our item room. Yes, we skipped out on our shop. But if we get one good item on boss rush, it's all worth it, man. If you're wondering, hey, why don't you just try to pop 2 Books of Belial? That would be a silly decision at this point in time because I would very much like to be able to bring a Book of Belial into the boss rush room. Okay, let's start with the Deal with the Devil. Polaroid's nice. Deal with the Devil gives us 9 lives, and I would love to become Guppy. So we'll take 9 lives. It actually will just give us, well, it didn't give us HP, but it didn't take any away either. We got 30 seconds in which to mosey into this room. We could take our time, do a little dipsy-doodling around here. Try not to go through that portal. Sure, alright. Blood of the Martyr is normally not something that I would really justify doing boss rush for, but it's okay. Who knows? The other reason is, like, if the item's good enough, why not just roll with it, right? Because you're going to get one more item for finishing it as well. Okay, we should really get Carrion Queen killed quickly. That was good. Not only is Carrion Queen dead, and it only made 1 poop, but the poop is also very much kind of out of the way, which I appreciate. And our damage is very good. I don't know if this will end up being really worth it, so to say, but I think it's alright. At the very least, I think we chose the best item here. Now I would actually... We didn't really get a chance to experience the beauty of rubber cement on the last run. I would love to have the opportunity to maybe get a little bit more of a delicious rubber cement run going here. Now that we've got some shots that are, you know, real chunky here. You know, these shots are going to do some damage if they bounce off a wall and catch you in the temple, you know? You'll shoot your eye out. It is the season, you know? I got to admit, I haven't seen A Christmas Story in years. Because I watched A Christmas Story 4 years. I mean, I guess, you know, I've been saying, only I didn't say fudge. So, that movie's got, yeah, it's a lot of influence on a lot of people, myself included. But man, I cannot watch A Christmas Story anymore. I think TBS one year did a marathon where they played A Christmas Story. Yeah, we had Gray Market Satellite. We watched a bunch of TBS. I think they did a marathon where they played A Christmas Story for 20 hours straight. And I was like, are you off of your fucking gourd, dude? 24 hours of the same movie? And you know there was probably one you know, Eleanor Rigby type, you know, all the lonely people, where do they all belong? They all belong watching that 24-hour Christmas Story marathon. I hope they found a sense of community over it. I wonder if you watch a 24-hour marathon of the same movie, if you start to have discussions with other people about it, like, You know, I really found that, like, the third viewing was the best. You're like, oh, why? Oh, the notes just came out nicely, but I wasn't desensitized to the jokes yet. I would love to read an interview with a serious journalist and someone who watched the Christmas Story movie for 24 hours straight. I think that would be fascinating. I mean that sincerely. That would be a great human interest piece. And I want them to take it seriously, too. I don't want them to treat it as if it's like an Onion-style joke. Not that the Onion isn't awesome. Alright, I gotta scratch my eye here. You live another couple of seconds. Bloats. Yes. I'm very sorry about this, Bloats. Your life is not gonna be in a good place. Don't move, don't move. Amazingly, even though I think we're a little bit worse off than we were on the last run, damage-wise, not that this isn't an amazing run in and of itself, but I feel like we have not taken any damage thus far, is that correct? Well, we must not have, because we're at full, well, we probably haven't, because we're at full HP. This is our third to last wave. Famine's gonna go down very quickly. Don't blow up this rock, Pestilence. This is like my shit right here, thank you. I appreciate that. War's gonna go down pretty quickly. The scythes can still get me, but our rate of fire is really good, so I might be a little surprised. Where did War go? Oh, he's all the way up there. Oh, we finally got hit. Alright, shit happens, I guess. War's gonna die. Where's my death man at? Where did you go? Oh my god, for a second I was like, is there just no death left? Because if so, that's gonna be real problematic for me to actually try to get a kill out of it. Alright. We still do have the Zambros flying about, that's alright. No big deal. Got hit a couple of times against death, I think that's probably gonna be it. And I can't be mad about that. You know, we basically traded two very transient hearts for a damage upgrade. Followed by Mysterious Liquid, which is okay. You know, it's not the best item. It's nothing to write home about necessarily, but it's... I can't help but feel that Mysterious Liquid is maybe one of those items that, I'm not going to say I don't respect, but that I don't understand fully. Like, I feel like if Mysterious Liquid, or I feel like Mysterious Liquid might have a little mysterious secret, you know? Like a little, an effect of the item that I don't understand. It really feels like we're doing a lot less damage. I guess that's, you know, we've had Book of Belial for 2 straight rooms, and now we don't. Now I wish I'd taken Suicide King with me, because we do have 9 lives now. Suicide King blank card 9 lives would be a very interesting way to run a run. Run. Okay. I will try to earn something out of both of you. Not overly concerned about Rock Tinteds right now. If you had to make a Binding of Isaac porno, what name would you use? So I'm just thinking about it now, and I'm thinking like The Binding of My Sack, Rise of the Tinted Cock. Like, it's the only thing that, it just popped into my head. It seems like the only thing that makes sense to me. It's just perfect in so many ways. Now, if you could just pay out here so I could stop thinking about what damage I've wrought on the people watching this now, that would be great. Oh, the compass. That's very nice. Thank you for that. And we'll get this. And we should, with permanent Polaroid invincibility, actually be able to play you multiple times. That does... Oh, never mind. Maybe Placenta, like, generated more HP for us? Do we even have Placenta? I don't know how we got extra HP. Maybe we didn't get extra HP and I'm just full of shit. Red hearts? Half of a red heart? Okay, 1 full red heart. That's alright. We can live with it. Where are we going, man? I don't like it. Okay, well, it's going to be slower than the last run. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily that much worse. Oh, that was not good. What do you think? Book of Belial is great, but Tammy's Head is a lot of fun as well. I think, you know, Book of Belial is probably a better strategic choice. That's debatable, though. You know, Tammy's Head is a very good strategic item. But I think we're going to roll Tammy's Head just because it's a little bit more interesting, and because there's all sorts of, well, we should get a range upgrade before we use Tammy's Head like that again. But there's all sorts of cool Tammy's Head kind of synergies that we could find, considering we're going to be getting a decent amount of items over the rest of the game. Some people might be disappointed with this, but hey, you know, we've had Book of Belial. It's been fun while it lasted. We can also, with the battery, do stuff like this, where we don't use Tammy's Head on some rooms, and then pop in with a double Tammy's Head on our boss to make it much more likely that we don't take damage. Maybe. Mama Gertie. I don't know why, but I was actually like, I'm pretty sure we're going to fight Mama Gertie. So as long as we stay away from the bullets, we should be fine. We're not guaranteed to deal with the devil anymore because I got rid of Book of Belial, so I probably should have... Yeah, probably should have taken Book of Belial in here. But we gotta deal with the devil anyway. And the Halo. And we'll take Little Brimstone. For sure. Very few Guppy items showed up here, unfortunately, but hey, apart from the Guppy situation, what a lovely situation we found ourselves in. Not gonna use 2 keys for that. Boss room appears to be down here. There is a dice room. It's a little scary. I think we can actually use our items synergistically here because Tammy's head, when I use it, should fire a little brimstone as well. It does. Okay. So we'll try to use that to our advantage here. We know what most of these do. Yeah, we got a health upgrade. Why not, right? Well, we certainly do not need to use Tammy's head on this room, so we'll save a double charge for this, and we're not going to take advantage of it. Now that we have 6 keys, we're not going to re-roll this run. I like this run too much right now to re-roll it. Plus, we're trying to keep our streak alive. So I figured we would come in here. It's a lot of, like, 1+1 pennies in there. I'm not sure what's causing that for us. We didn't get Contract from Below or anything along those lines. Tammy's head charge is still doing a decent amount of damage there. Oh, there's still more enemies left, right. So let's drop another fat one right there. Okay, yeah, that's want to happen sometimes. My apologies. The game just pauses itself occasionally. It's not the game's fault, it's my fault. That worked almost as well as I expected, but I did expect all of the Gurglings to die. That guy might explode. I think he's a bit of a, yeah, he was a bit of a nicer shade of green, so he didn't explode. And we get Balls of Steel, which is amazing. If there's nothing else, well, there's many other things that we can say have contributed to a great run here, but really that first pill room, and just in general, our pill rotation being amazing, has helped us out an awful lot. Like, really a sincerely unusually great pill combination here. And okay, oh no, we got a speed downgrade, right? First off, we can fly. Secondly, we've had like 4 speed upgrades. It's not a big deal. So I'm really hoping, at this point, the Book of Belial for Tammy's head trade has not paid dividends. My hope is that by the chest, or on the chest, we'll get the items that will make Tammy's head the item I know it can be. You know, if we could pick up chocolate milk, that would make Tammy's head amazing. Any other kind of tier effects could make Tammy's head amazing. Stand in the middle here, just pop one of those bad boys off. We'll still have 2 charges. That's the other thing, is if you just skip 1 room, then we can use Tammy's head once per room and always carry a 2-room charge as well. Which is very nice. Alright, I have a strong inclination that we can probably beat Mom's Heart without getting hit. Little Brimstone's helping out a little bit. Is Mysterious Liquid like a damage downgrade in addition to whatever its good effect is? Because it seems like it's made our shots a lot smaller. But maybe that's, again, just the carryover from us using Book of Belial so much before that. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, looks like it's a long way away, but it's going to be on the upper side. Probably should have used Tammy's head there, but no, we'll be able to use it here. I expected this will be a long and annoying room. We do have Mr. Mega, but unfortunately we've never really picked up enough bombs to make, you know, using bombs consistently a very positive form of attack for us here. We've always had to use them for consumables. And it's amazing that, you know, we're this far deep, but still our attack fly is like one of the most reliable forms of attacking that we got going on. Like one of the most reliable forms of consistently decent damage. I'd say that worked pretty well. Actually, I don't dislike this room very much. The bombs, you know, they've got a lot of collateral damage. They're going to end up hitting a lot of each other. And we can very easily get away just by virtue of having Spirit of the Night. This guy has got to be very close to death as well. We hit him with both barrels a few times. 1 Super Wrath remains. Maybe some bombs. 1 bomb. It's not quite the payout that I expected there. Oh, 2 bombs, actually. That was not very good damage in the least. It's weird. We've gotten very lucky, but it's like getting lucky in kind of like... Let me put it this way. If we were having a race in the Binding of Isaac, I would rather get really lucky once and pick up like Mom's Knife or Brimstone than get pretty lucky like 6 times like we've gotten. We have a great run set up here, but it still pales into comparison with the truly AAA items like Brimstone, Mom's Knife. That's not me saying... you know, I think we're happier with Curved Horn here, to be honest with you. I understand the value of having Trickle Charge Tammy's head, but... Alright. Just Get in there, do a little damage. It should be a pretty easy boss fight, and it should be a pretty easy win, all things considered. We're just like a couple of items away from having a truly remarkable run like we did last time. Like the last run, sure, it was a little uneven, but it was extremely high damage. So let's talk about what items I'd be loving to see on the chest. Anything that gives us high damage. Proptosis, up there as well. An all stats upgrade, these are all just obvious ones. Apart from that, chocolate milk, Cricket's body, Cricket's head for the damage, but Cricket's body for the cool, you know, bouncing tears, or the splash damage. Rubber cement for the cool down bouncing tears. I wouldn't mind seeing Ipecac. Ipecac could be a lot of fun. We have a huge rate of fire. Monstro's lung, I would be totally fine with Cursed Eye. I bet Cursed Eye, Tammy's head, assuming they work in conjunction with one another, are a lot of fun. But we don't have much control over it. And of course, let's talk about the crazy ones. Undefined, you know, if the D4 showed up, I'd reroll my run a couple times. I'm not that nervous about that. But for now, let's be happy with what we got. You know, don't always seem to go. You don't know what you got till it's gone. They pay paradise and put up a soy milk. Robo Baby 2.0. Triple shot is good. Peeper's Eyes. Blood of the Martyr. Stigmata, sorry. Stigmata's good. Robo Baby 2.0 is okay. Triple shot's pretty good. I don't know if it works with Tammy's head, though. It doesn't seem to, but maybe you get, like, a little bit of a damage bonus. So, again, as of right now, you know, I should be feeling pretty sorry about the fact that I got rid of my Book of Belial, but we should still be in a very... Ooh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. We should be in a very winnable position. Just a little bit of a... not maybe as exciting as I thought it could be. Does that really go all the way until it hits a wall? That is crazy. You know what else would actually be awesome? And it's such an obvious synergy, I can't believe I didn't think of it, but if we could get piercing shots, penetrative tears, as they are more commonly known now. I really, really like them, and with Tammy's head, it would mean that when we hit an enemy, they would... This kind of sucks. When we hit an enemy, the bullet would keep traveling through them, which is pretty nice when your Tammy's head shots aren't dealing that much damage by themselves. But I almost feel like Tammy's head is one of those items that when it shows up, you gotta take it. Because you could... Oh, Chaos card. Well, all we have to do now is make it to our boss fight, and we should be in a pretty good position. I am a little disappointed with Tammy's head this time, but, you know, if we get 50% somewhat disappointing, but still have decent Tammy's heads, and 50% batshit crazy, you know, Death's Touch Tammy's heads, I think that's a pretty good ratio for us. Now, I'm almost tempted to use the Chaos card on these assholes. I think I'm at the point where I probably would if I could guarantee hitting both of them. Man, that's annoying. But I can't. But all we need to do is make it to the boss room. If we make it to the boss room, what are they going to do? We're just going to throw the Chaos card. It doesn't matter if we're on our last life or our first life or our second life. It matters if we're on second life, because then we'd be in a different game. Mr. Mega. Basically worthless, but we have no choice. We have to at least walk into it once. Come on, give us some, like... I think if you make it to the chest, you should be able to trade, like, all of your red HP for Mom's Key. It would be an objectively good trade, but it would make it so much more fun. Again, I'm not stressing out. You might think that I should be stressing out about this damage that we're taking. I'm really, really sincerely not, because the Chaos card basically is a shortcut to victory. Some people might even consider it a little cheap. It doesn't show up all that often, but it has showed up twice fairly recently. So I can understand your issue there. Okay, so this is going to be the big test for us, because this is definitely a room that we have to beat in order to get to our boss fight. I don't like when they're so close together. It makes it a little difficult to dodge the brimstone shots, strangely enough. Okay. Getting pretty close here. I'm going to start investing some deeper resources to hopefully kill one. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Just stay there. Thank you. He's almost dead. Little brimstone. Finish the job, please. Good. Very, very good. We can go back for some more HP, but I don't trust myself to not get hit by the red hearts. Okay, so we should probably try to kill Gluttony last, just to give ourselves a little bit of a buffer. Because if the Chaos card goes terribly wrong, we're going to have to, you know, live with those consequences. You know what? I'm gonna kill Gluttony first. And it's not intentional, it's just because Gluttony's much, much easier to kill. I should have known. That's how it's gonna go. Now, our damage is very good. You know, we're cutting through Super Envy very quickly here. I can't help but feel that if we got just a little bit cooler synergies here, I'd be happier with this run. But as is, you know, we're going to win. We're going to extend our longest win streak. I'm still not very pleased with the fact that our longest win streak is still only like 6. But hey, you know, this is how we start building it. 6 wins is nothing to sneeze at necessarily. As soon as we random the lost, that'll go. But it's a start. Our secret room is not here. All right, so just use your chaos card effectively. It is done. It's surprisingly difficult to hit Q and A at the same time on my keyboard. It's not a common key setup there. But hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Best streak is 6. That's us right now. We got to reach a point where our streak equals our deaths. That would be hilarious. Better do it soon. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.